Practical accounting, the better way to learn.
Hi, module 2. You guys made it. Glad you're here. In this model, we're going to talk about the foundations to financial accounting. And I think this is pretty cool because think of it, when you have a building, there's a foundation there, and there's a lot there in the foundation. So Professor Hill is going to tell us some of the key things we need to know about in our introduction here. So what do you think there?
Yeah, and I'm thinking that we called it foundations because it's the most important part of the building. That's a good analogy, John, because if you do it right and do it consistently on top of the foundation, it makes it a lot easier to build a house.
There's a lot of stuff here, isn't there? Because I think this is so important because if you learn what we're talking about in this first 2 modules, it's going to help you when you get further down the road with your understanding and learning financial accounting.
And we're going to be consistent the whole way through the course.
How about that?
How about that?
There'll be no more.
Isn't that refreshing? Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. Let's take a brief look inside the foundations of financial accounting. The first thing we're going to do is explain the difference between cash accounting, which you probably understand, and accrual accounting, which is what you're going to learn. Then we're going to repeat back to this and then define the 4 major principles and the qualities, constraints, and assumptions that support them. This is a standard framework. In the next video, we're going to talk about certifications, professional organizations, and regulatory agencies, ethics, laws, and internal controls. In the next video, we're going to go back to our 10 basic transactions and do reverses, talk a little bit more about use and combos and triggers. Don't freak out. These are intuitive. And in our next one, we're going to come back to our famous, soon to be famous, but we think famous, practical T. And we're going to convert this, since we made this up. This is not how your homework software is organized, not yet. So we're going to convert practical T, which is much more understandable, to traditional journal entries, and show you an example there, and traditional T accounts. And finally, we're going to give you a chance to practice with the practical T. And when you get it right, these frowny faces will turn to smiley faces. We're also going to show you a key to what the financial statements should look like when you're done. A key to the transactions. I'm not going to put that up there because you're going to peep. And an extra copy, we're just repeating these of the transaction guides, key terms, and account definitions. So you guys ready to begin? Let's talk about cash versus accrual accounting.
All this content and more at practicalaccounting.com. See you there.